In this lecture, I am going to discuss about the multiplication table. But before that, I would like to mention that suppose S is a group. The group elements are 1, 3, 5 and 7, and this group has been formed under multiplication mode 8. And I have already discussed about this particular kind of group. And for this group S, the multiplication for different elements can be carried out in this way. Here the multiplication between different elements are given. For example, you start from 1 and multiply 1 with other elements, then you will have these results. Now you start from 3 and multiply 3 with other elements, then you will have these results. And here you have to keep in mind that is 1 into 3 is equal to 3 into 1. Similarly, 1 into 5 is equal to 5 into 1 and so on. So these are the results of the multiplication between different elements for the group S. Now it is convenient to present the results of combining any two elements of a group in the form of multiplication tables, akin to those which used to appear in elementary arithmetic books before electronic calculators were invented. I think you can remind that in your childhood classes you have learned about multiplication table. So we are going to prepare quite similar to that multiplication tables, but these multiplication tables are especially for the groups. Written in this much more compact form, the above example is expressed by table 28.1. That is, here we have multiplied different elements of the group. This multiplication can be represented in the form of a table. So this is the table 28.1. This is the table, and you see that here the table has been arranged in this way that you just look at the header. This is the header. In this header, the group elements has been written. Here the group elements are 1, 3, 5 and 7. So they have been written as 1, 3, 5 and 7. This is the header, and in the left hand side there is a column, and we have again written the group elements 1 at first 1, next 3, next 5 and next 7. Now the rule of the multiplication table is like this. Suppose you want to multiply 1 with other elements. So you have to choose 1. This is 1, and in the header there are group elements starting from 1, then 3, then 5 and 7. So if you multiply 1 with 1, that is 1 into 1, that is 1. Similarly, suppose you want to multiply 1 with 3, then 1 into 3 is equal to 3. Similarly, if you want to multiply 1 with 5, then 1 into 5 is equal to 5. Similarly, 1 into 7 is equal to 7. Next element is 3. So this is 3, and you want to multiply 3 with all the elements starting from 1 to 7. So 3 into 1 is equal to 3. Similarly, 3 into 3, here is 3 and in the header there is 3. So 3 into 3 is equal to 1. Similarly, 3 into 5 is equal to 7. 3 into 7 is equal to 5 and so on. For example, suppose if you want to multiply 5 with the headers, then these are the results, and if you want to multiply 7 with the header elements, then these are the result, that is 7, 5, 3 and 1. So in this way we can find different multiplication between the elements for the group S equal to 1, 3, 5, 7, and the results of this multiplication can be represented in this tabular form, and this table is known as the multiplication table. Although the order of the two elements being combined does not matter here because the group is abelian. Here the S group is abelian. So the order of the two elements being combined does not matter. Means that x into y is equal to y into x. If x and y are two elements, then x into y is equal to y into x. We adopt the convention that if the product in a general multiplication table is written x dot y, then x is taken from the left hand column and y is taken from the top row. It means that suppose if you want to combine two elements of the group, one is x and another is y, and you want to combine x dot y, it means that x have to be taken from the left hand column and y is taken from the top row. So as an example, we have shown that there is 7. 7 has been written as bold. You look at 7. 7 has been written as bold. So how we obtained 7? 7 has been obtained by the multiplication of 3. This is 3 and that is 5. So multiplication between 3 and 5 gives us 7. So 7 in the table is a result of 3 into 5, but not 5 into 3. It is the convention that is x should be taken from the left hand column and y should be taken from the top row. That is why 7 has been generated by the multiplication of 3 into 5, but it is not the result of 5 into 3, because of the convention only. But point to be noted that as the group is abelian, so the result of 3 into 5 and 5 into 3 they are same. It can be verified, because you see that 3, this is 3 and this is 5. So 3 into 5 is 7 and this is 5 and this is 3. So 5 into 3, this is also 7. So this is what about group multiplication table. And whilst it would make no difference to the basic information content in a table to present the rows and columns with their headings in random orders, it is usual to list the elements in the same order in both the vertical and horizontal headings in any one table. It means that we can arrange the elements in the header in random order, but the point is that that order should be maintained in both this upper header and the left hand side column. For example, here we have written as 1, 3, 5, 7. So in the left hand side column also we have to write 1, 3, 5 and 7. This is the convention actually. And the actual order of the elements in the common list, whilst arbitrary, is normally chosen to make the table have as much symmetry as possible. So we have to arrange the elements so that there is as much symmetry as possible. This is initially a matter of convenience, but as you shall see later, some of the more subtle properties of the groups are revealed by putting next to each other elements of the group that are alike in certain ways. It means that although the elements can be written or expressed in arbitrary manner, but sometimes this order should be maintained specifically, that I will going to discuss later in this discussion. But before that we will discuss some more general properties of the group multiplication table, and that can be deduced immediately from the fact that each row or column constitutes the elements of the group. So in each row and column they constitute the elements of the group, and there are some particular properties of the group multiplication table. For example, each element appears once and only once in each row or column of the table. This must be so since g dot x is equal to g holds. So it means that suppose here this is 1, 3, 5 and 7. So here each element occurs only once. For example, it is not like that 3 is here again 3 will be here. So each element occurs only once in the header or in the left side column. And why? Because this must be so, since g dot x is equal to g. G dot x is equal to g means that suppose x is any element from the group, and you have to multiply this element with all the elements of g. But g dot x is equal to g, we have already discussed about the fact, and this law is known as the permutation law. The permutation law means that if you multiply any element x with all other elements of the group G, then there will be only permutation of the elements, but no new elements will be generated. So this is the permutation law. That is why each element appears once and only once in each row or column of the table. The inverse of any element y can be found by looking along the row in which y appears in the left hand column, that is the yth row, and noting the element z at the head of the column, that is the zth column, in which the identity appears as the table entry. It means that suppose you want to find inverse of a particular element, then what you have to do? At first you have to trace that where the identity element appears in the multiplication table. For example, let us consider this group table. You see that in the leading diagonal, this is the leading diagonal of the group, and in this leading diagonal there is unit elements. For example, here is 1, there is 1, 1, 1. So these are the identity which appears in the leading diagonal. Now how the identity appears? For example, suppose this is the first identity 1. Now 1 has been generated by the multiplication of this 1 and 1. Similarly, this 1 has been generated by the multiplication of this 3 and 3. So 3 into 3 is equal to 1. Similarly, 5 into 5 is equal to 1. 7 into 7 is equal to 1. So as 1 has been generated by multiplication of two elements, and we know the law, that is identity or 1 is equal to x inverse, where x is any element of a group G. Therefore, suppose if 3 into 3 is 1, then we can say that 3 is the inverse of 3, that is 3 is its own inverse. But it may happen that suppose here is some other element that is other than 3, it may happen, then this element will be the inverse of 3 by rule. So what we have to do? We have to find out where identity element occurs in the multiplication table, and from that identity element we can say that this identity element has been generated by the element from the left hand column. For example, for this one, this element 3 from the left hand column, and here is the element 3 from the top header. So 3 into 3 is equal to 1. So 3 is the inverse of 3. This is the rule actually. An immediate corollary is that whenever the identity appears on the leading diagonal, it indicates that the corresponding header element is of order 2. For example, here 3 into 3 is equal to 1. So 3 to the power 2 is equal to 1. So order of the element 3 is 2, unless it happens to be the identity itself. But 1 into 1 is equal to 1, but we will say that the order of 1 is 1, because this is the identity element. So apart from the identity element, for all other elements, and the order of the element is 2. For example, 3 into 3 is equal to 1. So order of 3 is 2. Similarly, 5 into 5 is equal to 1. So order of 5 is 1. 7 into 7 is equal to 1. So order of 7 is also 1. For any abelian group, the multiplication table is symmetry about the leading diagonal. It happens that for any abelian group, and the multiplication table is symmetric about the leading diagonal. To get used to the ideas involved in using group multiplication tables, we now consider two more sets of integers under multiplication mod n. So, let us consider two more groups. One group is S prime, that is 1, 5, 7 and 11 under multiplication mod 24, and S double prime is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 under multiplication mod 5. And we will construct a group multiplication table for S prime and S double prime. So, let us show you the multiplication table for these groups. So, this is the multiplication table for 1, 5, 7 and 11. So, we have written 1, 5, 7 and 11 in the header and 1, 5, 7 and 11 in the left column. Then this is the product of the multiplication and which has been written in the tabular form. Here we can again see that in the leading diagonal there are identity elements. So, this table is symmetric along the leading diagonal, and this group multiplication table is for the group 1, 2, 3, 4 under multiplication mod 5. And but the difference is that if you carefully look at this table, then you see the leading diagonal. So, here in the leading diagonal all the elements are not identity. So, this leading diagonal is not symmetric. So, there is some difference between the group multiplication table for the groups S prime and S double prime. But one thing that if you compare the table of 28.1 and 28.2a, it means that this is let me show you again. This is the group multiplication table 28.1, which was for the group S is equal to 1, 3, 5, 7 under multiplication mod 8. So, you see this is the leading diagonal, or all are the identity elements. Similarly, for the group 28.2a, I mean this group, you again see that in the leading diagonal all are the identity element. So, we can say that these two groups have the same structure because the multiplication table are almost same. So, it will be seen that they have essentially the same structure, that is, if the elements are written I, A, B, C in both cases, then the two tables are each equivalent to table 28.3. It means that for each of the groups we are giving a particular nomenclature. For example, for the first group S, that means 1, 3, 5 and 7, we are writing in this fashion, that is, I is equal to 1, A is equal to 3, B is equal to 5 and C is equal to 7. And the law of combination for the group S is the multiplication mod 8. Whereas for the group S prime, we are writing I is equal to 1, A is equal to 5, B is equal to 7 and C is equal to 11, and the law of combination is the multiplication mod 24. However, the really important point is that the two groups S and S prime have equivalent group multiplication tables and they are said to be isomorphic. So, you see that if we use the common nomenclature, that is I, A, B, C, if we represent the elements of the group S and S prime in terms of I, A, B, C, then these two groups can be written in a common structure given in table 28.3. So, this is the common structure of the group S and S prime when we have used a particular nomenclature, that is IABC, to represent the elements of the group. And for this common structure, we say that the group S and S prime are isomorphic to each other. Now, let us consider another group. So, what is the group? The group is 1, I, minus 1 and minus I. This is another group, and there is a question. The question is that determine the behavior of the set of 4 elements. So, these are the 4 elements of a particular set, under the ordinary multiplication of complex number. So the law of combination is the ordinary multiplication of complex number, and we have to show that this set form a group, and we have to determine whether the group is isomorphic to either of the groups S or S prime or S double prime. So we have already discussed three groups, S, S prime and S double prime, and we have to check that whether this particular group are isomorphic to S or S prime or S double prime. So at first we have to show that this set of elements form a group. So it can be clearly seen that under the associative operation of complex multiplication is immediate, that is associative law holds for this set, and there is an identity element is the 1, and each possible product, that is if we multiply different elements of this set, then what happens that each possible product generates a member of the set. That means the set is closed and each element has an inverse. For example, the inverse of 1 is 1, the inverse of I is minus I, the inverse of minus 1 is minus 1, and the inverse of minus I is I. So inverse exists for each of the element. So this particular set follows all the criteria for forming a group. So this set forms a group under ordinary multiplication of complex numbers. Now what we have to do, that is we have to form the multiplication table for this particular group. So the multiplication table has been given here. This is the multiplication table. We have written the set of elements 1, I, minus 1 and minus I. This is the header, and this is the left side column 1, I, minus 1 and minus I, and here we have just written the result of the multiplication between different elements. So this is the multiplication table. Now here point is to be noted that you see that identity element 1 appears twice. Here is the identity element 1 and here is the identity element 1, but apart from these two identity elements there is minus 1 and minus 1. So it can be easily verified that if you see the leading diagonal, then there is a difference from this group with those groups. For example, if we compare the group S, so you see the in the leading diagonals all are 1. So this table structure or group multiplication table is not similar to the given in table 28.1 for the group S. And in the same way we can also say that this group multiplication table is also not similar to the group multiplication table 28.2a. However, we can say that if we compare the multiplication table with the multiplication table of S prime, then it can be seen that in the multiplication table of S prime, in the leading diagonal all are not identity elements, but the identity element 1 appears twice. So in this respect there is one similarity, that in the group multiplication table of S double prime, the identity element 1 appears twice. So this is the only similarity that we can say. So the point is that although we can we can rearrange the elements, but we cannot increase the number of identity elements in the leading diagonal. So it can be clearly concluded that the group multiplication table of this particular set that are not isomorphic to the S or S prime, but it has some similarity with S double prime that we will discuss now. So we conclude that the group 1 I, minus 1 and minus I is not isomorphic to S or S prime. An alternative way of stating the observation is to say that the group contains only one element of order 2, whilst a group corresponding to table 28.3 contains 3 such elements. Actually, the point is that if we closely look at the group multiplication table, then this 1 has been generated by the multiplication of 1 and 1, and another one that has been generated by the multiplication of -1 and -1. So, for this 2 1, we are saying in this way that the group contains only one element of order 2. One element of order 2 means this 1 has been generated by the product of -1 and -1. So, -1 is the element of order 2. That is why we are saying that is this group contains one element of order 2. But if we look at the table of 28.3, that is this structure. So, apart from this identity element has been generated by the product of I and I. But apart from these identity elements, all these 3 identity elements has been generated by the product of either A into A or B into B and C into C. So, A, B, C, they are elements of order 2. So, there are 3 elements of order 2 in the table 28.3. However, if the rows and columns of table 28.2b, in which the identity does appear twice on the diagonal and which therefore has the potential to be equivalent to table 28.4, are rearranged by making the heading order 1, 2, 4, 3, then the two tables can be compared in the form shown in table 28.5. Now that what we have discussed before, that is, you see the table again, table 1 2 3 4, and here is also 1 2 3 4. So, identity element appears twice, but this header or the left side column can be rearranged like this. You see, we have written the header in this way, that is 1 2 4 3, that is we have changed the order, and in the left side column also we have written the same order, that is 1 2 4 and 3, but this ordering is a little bit different from that represented earlier, because earlier it was 1 2 3 4, here is also 1 2 3 4, but now we are writing it 1 2 4 3 and 1 2 4 3. So, now in the leading diagonal, the position of the 1 has been appeared in this way, that is this is 1 and this is 1, and if we compare the multiplication table of 1i, -1 and -i, you see the position of 1 are same. Here is 1 and here is 1, and here that is -1 and that is -1. Here is also there, apart from these two identity elements, here 4 appear, that is a different element, but the structure is quite same. And if we use a particular nomenclature that was discussed earlier, that is, if the group elements are represented as I, A, B, C, then we can have a common structure. So, this is the common structure for these two groups, and these two groups can be represented in a single common structure by using this nomenclature I, A, B, C. Therefore, we can conclude that the group of 4 elements 1 I, -1 and -i under ordinary multiplication of complex numbers is isomorphic to the group 1 2 3 4 under multiplication mod 5. So, in this way we have discussed different group multiplication table, and for the C4b group we can also form a multiplication table. In C4 group there are elements E, C4, C42, C43, Mx, My, sigma u and sigma v. So, you have to write the elements in this specific order, but you see that although the order of the elements is like this, that is E, C4, C42, but in the left side column and this order has been slightly changed. In the left side column we have written the order, you see that this is E, next this is C4 3, then C4 2, then C4. So we have changed the order. Why we have changed the order? Actually we have to make the multiplication table very symmetric in nature. We have, if we change the order a little bit, then what will happen? In the leading diagonal all the elements are E. You see, in the leading diagonal all the elements are E. Actually this is the reason between writing this particular orders of the header and the left side column. And in this multiplication table you can also find different types of inverse element by looking the identity element. Actually this E is the identity element. For example, for this particular E, how E has been generated? E has been generated by the multiplication of C4 3 and C4. So C4 3 into C4 is E, and we can say that C4 3 is the inverse of C4, or C4 is the inverse of C4 3. Similar way you can also find different inverse element for the C4V group. And I hope that you have understood about the group multiplication table, and the content has been taken from the mathematical methods for physics and engineering by Riley, Hobson and Benz, and this particular page has been taken from the book of Joshi. So I request the viewers to go through these textbooks for more understanding, and I want to thank the viewers for listening my lecture.